过去有一个很好的感恩节的一个weekend。
I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving weekend.
也希望大家能够体重能够保持原状。
I also hope that you can keep your weight under control.
因为有时候吃太多也不是一件好事。
Because sometimes you just eat too much.
但是我们要吃的时候，也要感谢上帝所赐给我们的一切丰盛的饮食。
But when we enjoy our food, we also need to remember that God is the one who provides.
想到神对我们的恩典，我们就可以常常感谢他。
Think about God's grace. We will always give our thanks to Him.
从第25章开始，其实一直在强调天国是什么。
From the chapter 25th. The book of Matthew starts to talk about what is God's kingdom.
我们常常在思想到底信仰对我们的意义是什么。
We always keep thinking about what our faith, what is it?
我们信主的时候，我们是为了什么而相信？
And why we become the follower or the believer?
那我们信了主之后，为什么我们要继续的来追求他，来渴慕他？
And when we become a follower, why do we have to keep following God?
好像这一段经文里面讲到的，我们其实基督徒里面有需要很多学习的功课。
But just like this verses teach us, after we become Christian, there are a lot of lessons we need to learn.
首先，我们要学习忍耐等候的功课。
The first lesson is about be patient.
其实忍耐等候的功课并不是一件容易学习的。
Be patient and learn how to wait is not easy.
我们在世上也需要学习忍耐等候的功课。
In our daily life, we also need to learn how to wait.
做学生的，如果你要毕业，你一定要好好的修完学分。
Just like for students, if you want to get your degree, you have to finish all the credit hours.
那么工作，你如果要升迁，你也需要好好的尽上你自己的责任。
For those who want to have a promotion in their jobs, also need to do whatever is required.
如果我们想要富有，我们当然需要付上代价。
If you want to be rich, also you have to put in the work.
没有什么是不劳而获的事。
There's nothing going to come.
我想世界上的东西既然是如此，那更何况是属灵的事。
Nothing going to come without any effort being put in. The same as our spiritual fruit.
但是当我们信主的时候，神只要我们凭着信心来到他的面前。
But here, Bible teaches when we become a follower, what we need to do is faith.
我们是因信而称义，但是我们能够因着盼望而能够继续的来跟随他。
By faith, because of faith, we can follow Him.
所以很多时候，我们如果在跟随耶稣的过程里面，我们失去了信心，我们将很难再继续走下去。
But when we lose our faith, then it will be difficult for us to follow Him.
但是在等候的过程当中，我们需要更多的忍耐。
While we are waiting for Him, we need to be patient.
好像马太福音24章第13节说的，那忍耐到底的必然得救。
Just like it's written in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, it says, "Those who wait will be saved."
所以忍耐到底，意思说我们在这世上会遇到很多的试炼跟试探，但是什么时候我们愿意敞开心来仰望神，神必定帮助我们。
Wait till the end. That's what is required. And when we wait, God is going to open our heart and give us what we need.
不论是我们所拥有的，或者是我们所失去的，我们都可以感谢神。
For what we have and for what we don't or what we lost, we always need to give thanks to God.
那有一个医学院，他们做了一个调查，他这个调查非常有趣。
There is a very interesting survey has been done by a medical school.
那他特别提这个所谓的调查，他特别提到就是说问一些人一些问题。
The survey is asking people some questions.
你是拥有了之后再失去比较伤心，还是你从来都没有你比较伤心？
There are two options, two conditions which will make you feel bad, feel worse. One is you have something, you possess something, and then you lose it. The other is you never possess it and you don't have it.
因为你从来都没有，你会比较难过吗？比如说别人有东西没有，你会比较难过，还是说你已经拥有过了，然后你又失去了，你比较难过？
So in these two conditions, which one will make people feel worse?
我想这个答案我们大家都知道。
I think we all know the answer.
你知道很多时候我们都知道那个答案。
sometimes answers can be very obvious.
但是你知道，根据就是人文科学或者社会科学，它通常就是要经过验证。
However, even we all know the answer, but we have to put it in the test.
所以他们就做了一个调查研究。
That's the purpose for the survey.
他们就在医院里面，特别是针对一些老人看护的需要的这些老人。
Then they surveyed on the elderly who are using the service.
他们就把这医学院的学生分成几组。
They divide the students into a few groups.
然后用为期1个月的时间。
They use 1 month.
然后第一组是让这些老人可以自由选择他们喜欢的这些医学院的学生，去看护他们。
So the students in the medical school are the ones to provide cares for those elderly. So the students will divide into 3 groups. For the first group of students.
那他们觉得你长得很英俊，长得很漂亮，我很喜欢你来照顾我，所以他们就挑这些人。
The elderly have the choice. They can pick up who they want to take care of them.
然后第二组是由让这些这些老人他没得选，他只好抽签，要抽到谁就抽到谁。
And for the second group, the elderly who need cares, they have to go through like by chance they were assigned a caregiver.
那第三组是由这个学校自己就分配给他们。
And the second group, it's just like a lottery process. The elderly get a caregiver, but the third group, the school assign a caregiver to an elderly.
所以没得选。
So they don't get choice.
所以不管好跟坏，他们都得接受。
So they have to accept whatever they get.
所以特别是对第一组来讲，他们自己选的，他们这1个月过得非常快乐。
The first group, because the caregivers was chosen by the care receivers, so the elderly were very happy.
你这样看，如果看到他自己选的好看的，或者很舒服的讲话，就觉得很舒服这样。
Because they pick up them because they're gentle, or they look nice, or they just be nice to be with.
那第二组的呢？那有时候有好时坏，但是他们还是觉得很不错。
For the second group, although they don't get that full choice, but they still feel like they kind of have a say there.
但是第三组呢就不同了，那因为是由这学校自己分派给他们的，所以也不见得他们很喜欢。
But the third group, because the caregivers assigned to them, they don't have any say.
1个月过之后，1个月过了。
Then after 1 month,
他们必须要回学校。
the students have to go back to school.
你们猜哪一组的这个老人他们的失落感比较大？
When the students have to leave in 1 month, which group of elderly going to experience the biggest loss?
第一组，
The first group.
为什么？
Why?
因为这都是他们选的，然后他们所喜爱的，结果1个月之后，那个他们所喜爱的那个情况就不再有了。
Because they pick up the caregivers, those are the medical school students, and they enjoy in their company. But that's why when they left, they feel very bad.
那他们失落感最小的是哪一组？
And which group have the least loss?
第三组。
The third group.
反正是学校派的，他们也不是很在乎，1个月过了就走了。
Yeah, because they don't care that much, they didn't invest that much.
所以我们看见很多时候你所拥有的东西，那结果失落了之后，你的失落感更大。
This we actually know that when we lost something we possess, and that will make us feel bad.
对我们来讲，对我们的提醒是：今天你所拥有的这一切的东西，不要以为它会存到永远。
But we have to remind ourselves that what we have today, they may not be with us forever.
在短短的这个所有的生命的岁月里面，我们以为这些拥有的东西是永远，其实是不会到永远的。
Sometimes we just feel like it's going to be with us forever, but that will not be the truth.
包括你所拥有的，像你的家人也好，你所有的工作也好，你所有的钱财也好，拥有的一切物质生活也好，有一天都会随着你的生命的离去而失去。
For example, our family, our job, the wealth, and when we leave this world, we cannot bring them with us.
反而是那些你平常用平常心去看待的每一件人与事，那么你都能够存着感恩的心，有一天你会觉得你的心里面会更多的平静。
But actually, for other things that you didn't invest too much in it, you didn't attach too much to it, then you just treat them as ordinary things. But then you learn to have a peace in your life.
难怪在这个传道书里面特别提到，他说所有的人也好，事也好，都有它一定的时候。
This is why the Bible teaches everything has its time.
所以，当我们很清楚明白这一点的时候，你对于神所给你的这一段生命里面，你要如何来等候他，能够活出神所给你的最好、最棒的时光。
When we keep that in mind, then we will be able to enjoy every period of life that God gives us.
对我们做神儿女的来说，我们所发生的每一件事情，你知道，那都是有上帝的心意在其中，为的是要让我们更看清楚自己人生的意义，更多的依靠他。
For God's children, we know everything happening in our life is a chance for us to know who we are, to know the truth, and to learn how to depend on Him.
所以弟兄姐妹，不要轻忽神所给你的一切，因为这一切乃是为了要显明你是上帝的儿女，并且你知道在世上活着的时候，能够好好的依靠他。
So that's why for everything, every day in our life it's a chance for us to learn about God.
也就是因为这样，神教导我们不要为明天忧虑。
This is why Bible reminds us that don't worry about tomorrow.
因为明天有明天的忧虑，今天的事今天一天就当够了。
Because the burden for today is enough for today.
所以，当我们愿意为主活出那每一天最好的24小时的时候，神就自然的加添我们每一天够用的力量。
So when we decide to live every 24 hours of our days to his best, then God is going to bless us more.
求神帮助我们，透过这一段经文，特别提到天国好比10个童女拿着灯出去迎接新郎。
Here, this parable talk about the 10 virgins waiting for the bridegroom.
那圣经很有意思，他说其中有5个是笨的，5个是聪明的。
And it's very interesting here that 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish.
那圣经特别提醒这些愚拙的跟5个聪明的，刚好1/2啦，一半一半。
So it's just like half wise and half foolish.
有时候我们在周围旁边的人，有时候你也不要以为自己是聪明，搞不好就是一半一半。
So sometimes we don't think yourself always be wise. You always have 50% chance to also be foolish.
所以他说愚拙的拿着灯却不预备油。
So those foolish virgin they don't take actual oil with them.
然后聪明的拿着灯又预备油在器皿里。
The wise, however, took oil in jars along with their lamps.
我必须稍微解释一下这段经文的背景。
We have to give you some explanations.
在巴勒斯坦地区，他们当时所有结婚的仪式跟我们中国人差不多。
In that time, the wedding ceremony is similar to what we have in
那
China.
可能现代人比较没有这样，像过去比较传统的，就是你必须要先去这个有订婚的仪式，然后才有结婚的仪式。
So before the wedding ceremony, the engagement ceremony.
然后不仅订婚的仪式你必须要在女方家必须要就是宴请宴客。
And for the engagement, you have to have a banquet at the bride's house.
但是犹太人比较crazy， 比较疯狂一点。
But Jews are crazier.
他们的这个婚礼大概要持续1个礼拜。
And their wedding lasts for a week.
所以他们订完婚之后，他们要去迎娶这个新娘的时候，通常大概都是傍晚的时候，然后呢，这个男方会带着他的这一些陪伴他的这些就是类似于像今天男宾相，然后去迎娶这个新娘。
So yearly, the bridegroom will get his bride yearly in the evening and with his companies to go to the bride's room.
他们很喜欢在晚上办这个party.
The party will be in the evening.
那当然了，我们也是喜欢在晚上办一些 party.
Although we always have some parties in the evening.
所以通常这个新郎在跟着男宾相要去这个迎娶新娘回来，通常他们都是村跟村的有一段的距离。
So when the bridegroom try to go to the bride's house, they usually have to travel quite a distance.
那对于新郎也好，他会新娘也好，他们都会准备一些比如说新娘她也有伴娘。
And for the bride, she also have her maids.
那对于新郎来讲，他会在他的家中，那么请他的这些女仆。其实圣经这一段经文来讲，比较是在强调他男方的这一方面的预备好的这些女仆。
And although bride's house or home will also prepare some maids to help the bride, but here these virgins prepared by the bridegroom.
那这些女仆通常大概都是12岁到15岁左右。
And these virgins usually ages around 12-year-old.
也就是还没有就是嫁人的。
They are virgins.
那但是呢，这个新郎会跟这一些还没有结婚的这些女仆，可能有一定程度的这一些说好的一些事情。
And usually the bridegroom have already instructed these virgins what to do.
也就是说，他们必须要做好，当新郎迎娶新娘要回到家的，要准备要宴请的时候，他们有可能就已经在半夜了，但是他们必须做好他们的工作。
Because when the bridegroom get his bride back home, and usually it's already very late in the night, and the virgins need to be ready for they come back.
也就是距离在男方家人大概不远的地方，他们必须要在那边等候。
So they have to wait on the way they back home, kind of to prepare for the bridegroom and his bride.
然后引导这个新郎跟新娘以及他们跟随的人，然后进入新郎的家中，然后呢准备就是宴席这样。
So that they can guide the bridegroom and his bride to get into the bridegroom's house and enjoy the banquet.
那虽然圣经没有提，但是新郎很有可能跟这一些准备来迎接的这一些仆人们，跟他们讲到有一定程度的这些奖赏。
And they will usually also get some rewards for their service, although it didn't mention here in Bible.
那最有可能的奖赏就是让这些仆人能够跟这一些尊贵的新郎以及新娘的家人，还有跟他们一起能够用餐，然后跟他们一起享受就是平等的待遇。
The rewards usually is that the virgin is going to be able to sit with the bridegroom and the guests, honorable guests, and eat with them.
那所以对这些仆人、女仆来讲，这是一个非常尊崇、尊荣的一件事情。
Because these virgins usually are servants, so this is is important to them.
但是他们也必须做好他们自己的这个责任。
So they usually take these rewards very seriously, but to get a reward, they have to be ready for their service.
因为村跟村之间的距离，还有就是男方带这个他的这个陪伴的这个男宾相去女方家这个迎娶的时候，可能会有一些就是一些事情耽误。
But because the distance between the bridegroom's house and the bride's house, and when they go back and forth, so usually take time.
那所以有时候呢，他特别是迎娶新娘的时候，到每一个地方，他们当时村跟村之间会有很多人，他就跟他们说：“这是我的新娘，我们结婚了。”这样子。
So on their way back, they probably have to greet a lot of people along the way through different villages and to tell everybody, "This is my wife."
那你如果在当时越有声望的话，就越多人会跟你恭贺。
If the bridegroom have a high reputation or hold a high position, then there will be more people waiting for them and greet them on their way back.
所以每一个人都想要跟他恭喜。
Everybody wants to give him their blessing.
那你就想那个时间，有时候你很难去控制的。
Then the time will be out of control. It's going to delay their back.
那如果傍晚出去，那大概几点回来是没有人知道的。
So when the bridegroom go to the bride's house at evening, and when he will be able to come back.
好了，如果天色晚的时候，在当时其实是没有手电筒的。
When it's getting dark,
也没有电灯啊，
they don't have a electric
所
light.
以只有什么类似于像火把的东西。
They only have something like a torch or lamps.
那他们这些火把当然都是新郎家中预备给他们的，
And of course, the bridegroom's house prepared for those.
但是每一个都有只有一定限量的这些火把，再加上这些油，
However, they cannot carry a lot with them.
所以他们那个时间大概就必须要大概猜一下大概是多久。
So they have to kind of have estimation about how much they need.
可是有时候真的很难。
But sometimes it's just hard to make an estimation.
我们每一年在办这个 Christmas 或者 Thanksgiving 或者什么的这些 special event 的时候，常常都在算人数。
Just like when we prepare for our Christmas party, we always have to make an estimation how many people are going to come.
我记得有一年这个不仅有一年，好几年了，这个 COM 在算人数的时候。
And COM also need to count how many people they need to provide food for.
我有一次我问这个 David 说，你们今年这个Thanksgiving 会来多少人？
And I asked David how many people you're going to have for this
那是好几
Thanksgiving.
年前，他说大概来
That's
300
few years
人，
ago.
大概300人。
He said maybe 300 people.
我说你是根据什么算的？
I asked him, what's your estimation is based
他
upon?
说那个是 Bob 算的。
He said it's from Bob.
那我就说OK 好300人，结果那一天大概来了大概50人。
So they estimate they're going to take 300 people,
哇
but
，300人跟
only
50人差很
50
多。
people.
我说你是怎么算的？
So 350, there is a big difference.
凭信心算的。
I asked him, how do you get these estimates? He said, I estimate it by faith.
那每一次要办这一个所谓的 Thanksgiving 的时候，煮饭的都会问我说，牧师你大概有多少人？
So every time we have an event like Thanksgiving, and our sister who prepared the rice, cooked the rice, going to ask me how many people I need
你
to
知道
prepare rice for.
煮饭的人他要 estimate 到底有多少人，这有一点难啊。
Because they need to get an estimation so that he know how much rice they need put in the
所以
pot.
你会发现，有时候礼拜天怎么样，已经算大概差不多，然后饭特别多，然后那一天人特别少。
This is also why sometimes we prepare a lot of rice, but we only get a small group.
那有时候是饭特别饭跟平常一样，但是人来的特别多。
And sometimes we don't have enough rice for everybody.
所以基本上你要衡量这些就有困难。
So to make a good estimation actually is very difficult.
那更不要说是时间了。
And to estimate time is even more difficult.
但是宁可多也不要少，对不对？
However, usually we have a principle: we the better to prepare more than less.
因为当你越准备多的时候，那我觉得我常常跟弟兄姐妹讲，就是对于我们华人来讲，不管多也好，少也好，我们都吃得完。
So, because I sometimes talk to the brothers and sisters, no matter how much we prepare, we will finish the food.
所以预备是一个很重要的事。
So preparation is important.
所以像这一些所有的这些准备等候迎接新郎的这些女仆，
So these virgins who are waiting for the bridegroom,
然后他们就离这个新郎家不远的地方，他们去等候。
they wait at a place that not very far away from bridegroom's house.
然后圣经就提到说，这10个人当中，这些女仆有5个是愚笨的，有5个是聪明的。
Among these 10 virgins, 5 are wise, 5 are foolish.
为什么？就是另外5个人他们没有准备这一个油，另外5个人他们有准备。
Because 5 of them prepared actual oil, but 5 didn't.
因为另外5个那愚笨的，他们可能就想，就好像准备饭食一样，大概会有300-400人、400-500人这样准备，所以呢，他们也不晓得要怎么准备。
Because the foolish ones, they probably made a wrong estimation. They don't know how to prepare properly.
那他们也可能觉得说时间很快，新郎一定很快就回来了。
They may also think maybe they will come back very soon.
所以对这个5个这个没有准备这个油的人，他们可能就觉得说，哎呀，没问题，新郎马上就回来，所以我们不用准备。
They may just comfort themselves that I don't need to bring extra because they will come back soon.
在过去，他们通常这个火把，他们所沾的这个油，通常可以用大概15分钟到20分钟左右。
For at that time, the lamp, the oil on the lamp usually can last for 15 minutes.
所以他们心中里面可能就觉得说，大概就是这一段时间就会回来。
And they expect that they're going to come back soon.
那另外这5个人就不一样，因为他们随时准备这个油，最主要是他们不知道什么时候他会回来。
And the other wise virgins, they prepare actual oil because they don't know when they're going to come back.
哇，他们在等的时候，特别是半夜晚上等的时候，很容易睡着。
And they wait and wait because it's dark in the night, and it's easy for them to fall asleep.
圣经说他们10个人都打盹，都睡着了。
So all 10 virgins become drowsy and fell asleep.
不管是聪明的或者是愚笨的，都睡着了。
Doesn't matter if it's a wise virgin or a foolish virgin, all of them fell asleep.
基本睡觉这一件事情跟聪明跟愚笨没有关系。
So sleep, this is something that have nothing to do with being wise or being foolish.
所以不管你笨也好，你聪明，你都需要睡觉。
So everybody needs sleep.
那他们都睡着的时候呢，结果呢，半夜就有人喊着说新郎来了，因为这个新郎跟新娘跟他们的所有这些队伍，通常会有一个人在前面在走路说新郎来了，新郎来了。也就是因为他这样讲的时候，越离家里越近，他们越喊得越大声。
At midnight, the cry rang out, "Here's the bridegroom! Come out to meet him!" And at that time, usually before the bridegroom, they all have somebody like send a message and will cry out and tell everybody that.
所以他说：“你们出来迎接他。”
So ask them to come out to meet the bridegroom.
你知道，如果越有名望的，他的这一些仆人，如果少了一些人出来迎接他，带着火把，那是一个非常没有面子的事。
And especially for those who have held high positions, their servants, they expect a lot of servants coming.
也就是说，这些仆人如果他们没有尽好他们的责任，这个主人是会生气的。
Which means the bridegroom may get angry if the servant didn't prepare and didn't come out to meet him.
平常也就罢了，在这人生当中最重要的时期，你既然睡着了，你既然或者说没有准备够用的这些火把，或者没有准备够用的我交代你们的事情，那他就肯定非常的生气。
Especially in the special day, his wedding day, and if his servant is not prepared, he will be very mad.
想一想，你有没有去这种经验？有时候你在别人最重要的那一个日期，结果你怎么样？你搞砸了。
Do you have that experience that in some very important special day for your friend and you ruined it?
你肯定心里面非常非常的难过。
You must feel very bad.
所以对我们每一个基督徒来讲，我们也需要如此，常常要谨慎我们自己。
That's why as Christians always remind ourselves we need to be prepared.
我们理当将每一次敬拜神的时间跟机会，当作是特别的节庆。
So every time when we worship God, we need to consider this as a special day.
预备好我们自己，常常来朝见神。
So that we prepare ourselves to be ready to meet God.
当这个有人说新郎来了，你们出来迎接他的时候，那些童女就都起来收拾灯。
Then all the virgins woke up and trimmed their lamps.
那么愚拙的就对聪明的说：“哎，请分点油给我们，因为我们的灯要灭了。”
The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out."
那如果是你的话，你会不会借给他？
If you are the wise one, will you share your oil with?
很多人说他们不借给他，真的是没爱心。
Some people said they don't have that loving kindness in them because they don't want to share.
你知道很多东西不是用爱可以就是来断定的。
But sometimes it's not just kindness.
还有人生当中有很多东西是不能借的。
There is something that we cannot share.
很多东西是不能分享的。
Something that we just not able to share.
你不要以为这个常常我们跟基督徒想要跟他请他帮忙做什么，就是因为他是基督徒，所以他必须要做这些事。
Sometimes we feel like a Christian they have to share what they have.
有都不晓得有些基督徒常常有一些跑来跟我讲，他说牧师我很为难。
And sometimes when the seekers try to ask something from a Christian, and actually sometimes it's difficult for them.
因为呢，我自己也有自己的时间，我自己也有我自己重要的事情。可是如果我不帮忙那个非信徒的，他就说我没爱心。
Because Because they have their things to take care of. They have to use their time for something that they have to do. Then they cannot just share their time without any
哎，我
boundary.
如果从别的他如果从别的地方，我刚好有事情，他打电话给我，他说：“哎，你们基督徒真没爱心，那么不来机场接我。”
But if they don't help, if they don't share, then they're going to be criticized that they don't have love either.
好像做了基督徒之后，这边就写了一个字：你要帮忙。
It's just like when you become a Christian, you are labeled, you are the one who have to provide help.
所以有时候我们非信徒对基督徒的要求标准期待又很高。
And the expectations of those seekers
但是
for
呢，
the
自己永远站在救恩的门外，永远不信主。
for the believers is high.
那所以有时候对基督徒来讲，他所做的每一件事情，都是因为主的缘故而做的。
So and for the Christian, everything they do is because of the Lord.
所以这些愚拙的就对聪明说：“请分点油给我们，因为我们的灯已经要灭了。”但是聪明的怎么回答呢？他说：“恐怕不够你我用的，不如你们自己到卖油的那里去买吧。”
So the foolish ones asked the wise ones to give them some oil, but they replied, "No, there may not be enough for both us and you. Instead, go to those who sell oil and buy some for yourselves."
因为这一些所有的这些女仆，她们是为了要替这个新郎开路的，因为离这新郎的家中还有一段路。
Because their job is to hold the lamp to light the way for the bridegroom. There's still distance between their location and the bridegroom's house.
如果那一个距离是有一段路的话，那他们走到这个新郎的家中，的确还需要一些油，还需要一些火。
If there is a distance that they need that oil, then they need it.
就连这些女仆跟这一些另外愚拙的说，因为跟他们说恐怕不够你我用的，我都觉得他们很聪明。
Now, actually, I think the response is quite smart because they said that the oil is not enough for both us and you.
因为他们想到的不是他们自己。
Because they don't just think about themselves.
他们想到的是，如果他再借给他们，到时候会有一种情况发生，是什么情况？你知道吗？
They are thinking about the situation that if they share the oil, something going to happen.
本来还有5盏灯是明亮的，如果再借给他们，到时候就变成越走越黑暗。
It's just if they share the oil, then probably when they're approaching bridegroom's house and no lamp has oil,
到时候全部都变黑暗。
so it become dark.
所以就连他们跟他们说恐怕不够你我用的，也是为了要替新郎开路着想。
So now they respond that the oil might not be enough for both us and you. Actually, they think about their job. They think about the light, the way, the road for the bridegroom.
然后他们也做了一个建议，不如你们到卖油的那里去买吧。
They also made a suggestion. They said, "Go to those who sell oil and buy some for
我
yourselves."
都不晓得那个是这么晚了，哪一家油店还有开。
But at that time, it's so dark, so late in the night.
圣经说他们去买的时候，新郎到了。
And when those foolish virgins try to buy for more oils, and the bridegroom
你知道
comes.
有时候那个 timing 就是刚刚好。
You know, this always happens. The timing is always like this.
什么时候不来？
The bridegroom, when will he come?
那刚好他们去买油的时候，新郎来了。
He came at the time when those virgins go out to
他们
buy
连
the
猜都
oil.
猜不到，连想都想不到，他们可能觉得还有时间。
They may think they still have time to buy oil and come back.
因为当这些在新郎前面的人喊着说新郎来了，你们出来迎接他的时候，那其实是有一段距离，其实也是很接近的。
Because for those people cry that here's the bridegroom, come out and meet him, there may still be a distance between them and the virgins.
但是他们竟然还跑去买油。
But then the virgins they try to take the chance. Maybe they have time to get oil.
那当他们去买的时候，新郎就到了，那预备好了的就同他进去坐席，门就关了。
So then, when they are on their way to buy the oil, the bridegroom arrived. The virgins who were ready went in with him to the wedding banquet.
然后 很特别是当他们进去门关的时候，其余的童女怎么样，也随后也来了。
And the door was shut. And after that, the other virgins come back.
然后他说：“主啊，主啊，给我们开门。”他去回答说：“我实在告诉你们，我不认识你们。”
Then they cried out, Sir, sir, they said, open the door for us. But he replied, I tell you the truth, I don't know you.
当我们在预备我们自己的跟随主的这个过程当中，会有很多事发生。
When we prepare ourselves for our journey following our God,
基督徒会有很多的试炼跟试探。
there will be a lot of temptations and trials.
有时候人生当中的难处是你想象不到的。
There is something you may not even ever think about.
有时候会令人灰心。
There will be times that you feel frustrated.
有时候你也会觉得很枯萎，很 burn out。
Sometimes you may feel you burned out.
有时候你快要走不下去了。
Sometimes you feel like you cannot do it anymore.
但是当我们能够常常为主忍耐的过程里面，你知道，当你愿意等候神的时候，神必定把最适合的赐给你。
But you have to remind yourself that while you are waiting, eventually God is going to give you what is the best for you.
我们的困难在哪里？常常就是因为神所赐给我们的祝福里面，我们看不见祝福。
What's our difficulties? Actually, our difficulties is not in our blessing. We are in the blessing, but we cannot see those are the blessings from God.
我们常常需要被提醒。
We need to be reminded often.
当我们拥有这些东西的时候，我们不仅要感谢神，我们还要为主忍耐到底。
When we have what God gave us, we not only need to wait for God, we also need to thank God.
所以圣经常常说，忍耐到底的必然得救，还要到底，要到完全。
So we wait. The Bible said you have to wait till the end.
那如果我们只是忍耐到一半的时候，我们很容易就放弃。
If we wait only halfway, then we stopped.
好像这些5个童女一样，他们所做的只到一半。
It's just like that 5 foolish virgins.
但是他们没有预备好自己得以完全。
Because they didn't prepare themselves so that they can wait till the end.
那么当他们要跟这些另外5个童女借油的时候，他们也没有想到说，原来这些东西是他们必须要自己准备的。
And when they try to borrow some from the other virgins, they didn't think that that's what they responsibility, what they're supposed to do.
我们信仰的道路也是如此。
It's the same as in our faith.
我们每一个人对神的追求的程度也不一样。
Everybody's our heart for God is different.
如果你跟神之间的关系能够更好的话，很多时候你能够成为别人的祝福。
If you have a good relationship with God, a lot of times you will become the blessing.
我们跟神之间的关系是不能够轻忽的。
And the relationship between us and God is
你对神的渴慕也是不能够轻忽的。
And your heart for God, your desire for being with God is also a serious business.
你若能够忍耐到底，你必看见神对你人生当中最好的预备跟安排。
If you can wait till the end, you will see what's God.
当你越认识神，你就对神越笃定。
When you know God more, your faith will be stronger.
你就越确定他是你信实的上帝。
You have more assurance that that is your God.
所以当我们看见这些其余的童女来的时候，他说：“主啊，主啊，给我们开门。”但是他却回答说：“我实在告诉你们，我不认识你们。”
So here, when the foolish virgins say, "God, sir, sir, open the door for us," and he replied, "I tell you the truth, I don't know you."
圣经说，谁尊重神，神必尊重他。
And Bible told us that who take God seriously, God is going to take him seriously.
当你愿意荣耀他的时候，他也荣耀你。
If you want to glorify him, and he will raise you up.
当你愿意亲近神的时候，神也亲近你。
If you want to get closer to him, he will be closer to you.
因为我们的神是配得颂赞、配得荣耀、配得尊崇的神。
Because he's the one who deserves all our praises, all the glory.
特别是他们在这个新郎，尤其是他在一生当中最重要的一天，他们竟然没有做好、预备好他们自己应有的责任的时候，连这一个主人他也不认他们。
So on this special day, on this wedding day, and this virgins they didn't prepare for their job, for their service. That's why their master said, the bridegroom said, "I don't know you."
不要忘记一件事情，我们的神虽然是慈爱的上帝，
Although we know our God is a loving God,
他当然是慈爱的上帝，
of course,
他有恩典，他有慈爱。
He has His love and the grace is abundant.
但是你知道为什么我相信神是真实的吗？
But do you know why I believe that God is so true?
因为他不仅仅只是有恩慈、有信实、有慈爱、有怜悯，
Because it's not just have mercy and love,
他也是公义的神。
He also has justice.
他凭着我们所做的来审断我们。
He judges according to what we do.
如果有一位神，这一位神他是不公不义的上帝，他只有恩典跟怜悯跟慈爱，我不相信这样子的神。
If there is a God that only has love and mercy but don't have justice, I don't believe in Him.
但是就是因为公义、公正、公平，在神的属性里面，就是因为神是这样一位上帝，所以他赐给我们人生当中有很多的恩典，有机会，为要显明他是真实的神。
But justice is part of His nature, and that He also teaches to so that we can manifest Him in our life.
很多时候，在这一个时代里面，也许你看到很多基督徒在受苦，
So maybe you see some Christians who are suffering.
好像上帝的公义在哪里？
It seems like you have to question where's God's justice.
但是，当我们在这短短的数十年生活的时候，我们从来都不晓得，原来我们的生命从信靠主那一天开始，就已经在神的面前蒙恩了。
But we forget that from the moment that we become God's children, that the blessing is with us.
一直到我们离开这个世界的时候，我们继续的走在永恒的道路上面。
Till we leave this world and we keep on working on the path of eternity.
所以，对于那些在世上受苦的神的儿女们，我深深的相信，当他们离开这个世界的时候，神是用最高规格的待遇来待他们的。
So I believe for those loving Christians who are suffering in this world, when they leave this world, God meet him with their high reputation given to them.
所以我们也就不必为在这世上短短的几十年的当中，为那一些神的儿女在受苦的时候得到困扰。
So then we will not be bothered by the fact that some loving Christians, they are suffering in this world, in this life.
因为神所爱的，他必定用最高规格的待遇来引领他所爱的儿女到他面前。
Because God going to give the highest standard, the guidance or to treat them in that way.
我想到有一个很老的宣教士，退休的宣教士，他从一个偏远的地方退休回到美国。
I mean, when they leave this world and God going to meet them.
当他那时候回到美国是坐船，以前他在他的那个时候，他坐船到美国的时候，在这个就是港湾要下船的时候。
There is a missionary who came to United States, and when they arrived here and they on board his ship.
在他那个 age 的时候，刚好跟他同船的是另外一个非常有名望的一个政治人物，那么跟他一起同船。
And on the same boat, there is a very famous politician.
他一个老人家，大概40-50年的时间奉献给神，在非洲的地区做了一个宣教士，现在退休了，一个人孤孤单单的回到美国来。
And this missionary spent 40 years in Africa to spread God's gospel. And now he returned. He retired and returned by himself, and nobody greet him.
提到行李来到这边，没有人来接他。
He was there with his baggage, and nobody was there for
但是
him.
另外一个很有名望的，好多人在那边欢呼，好多人来迎接他。
But a big crowd was greeting the politician.
但是这个宣教士就跟神说：“神啊，我一辈子辛苦服侍你，为什么我回到自己的国家来，没有人欢迎我？回到自己的这个国家来，没有人来接待我？”
Then he asked God, God, I served you for so many years, but now When I come back to my home country, nobody is here waiting for me.
心里面愤愤不平。
He feel bad.
你何曾想过，有时候你为神做的，你也愤愤不平。
I feel it's unfair.
然后你看看，他才这个做政治人物几年，就那么多人来欢迎他。
Because for the politician that so many people, such a big crowd.
当他眼泪快掉下来的时候，他听到一个声音对他说
But then he heard a voice.
孩子，你还没有到家。
The voice told him, "Oh my child, you are not home yet.
孩子，你还没有真正到家。
You are not home yet."
弟兄姐妹，今天当我们想到我们在这世上所有你所做的，你为了要得谁的肯定，岂不是那一位拯救我们的神肯定？
So, brothers and sisters, think about what you have done. What everything you have done is that for the evaluation of people or for what the God going to review you?
你的眼光是注视在你现有的、所拥有的这些成就吗？还是定睛仰望在那一位天上的上帝为你所预备丰盛的永恒的生命？
Well, is your eyes fixed upon is on this world or in heaven on the God who provide everything?
每一次你受委屈的时候，每一次你快走不下去的时候，弟兄姐妹，你还没有到家。
So every time you feel so hard, you cannot move on and you cannot get any further, but remind yourself, you are not home yet.
所以，趁着当我们还在世上的时候，能够好好的讨神的喜悦，能够尽上我们的责任，能够为主活出最好的自己。
So when we still have our days in this world, we need live a life that glorify God and please God.
愿神帮助我们，激励我们，让我们预备好我们自己，让我们能够为主忍耐，让我们能够常常跟主建立好美好的关系。
May God help us that we're always ready, we're always prepared.
好使我们在世上、在地上的时候，能够活出在天上的生命。
So that we can live out a life that just like the life in the heaven.
我们一起起立来唱诗歌第2首。
Let's sing the second song together.
每当我软弱疲乏，对未来充满惧怕，你对我只身不还，来到你宝座前，你是如此温柔，甚至我心里感受，你赐下话语，你光照鲜明，你炼净我生命。主耶稣，我心紧紧跟随你，你同在是我的安息。主耶稣，我心紧紧跟随你，等候你，我重新的力。主耶稣，我心
时我也会软弱，我需要主的安慰，有时也会快走不下去，我需要主的提醒。主啊，求你做我人生的力量，做我的盼望，做我的避难所，使我常常在神的面前能够依靠神，能够常常求主的帮助，帮助我学会忍耐，帮助我学会等候，预备好自己，做神合用的器皿。谢谢主，听我的祷告，奉耶稣基督的名 ，Amen。我们一起举起我们的手来敬拜神。
主耶稣，我心紧紧跟随你，你同在是我的安息。主耶稣，我心紧紧跟随你，等候你。
主啊，谢谢你，谢谢你爱我们，愿我们常常先等候你，使我们重新得力。感谢神，祷告奉耶稣基督的名，阿门。大家请坐。